So
I've got you going
down now. Are we up? Ooh. Hey, that's fun music, guys.
Hey.
All right, man.
Make me want to party.
All right, are we up, guys?
Yeah, but you like to let people kind of
just
time,
kind of
be alert.
think about it. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. It's got a marinade, Kelly.
Talk amongst yourselves.
And then now listen to us. All right, guys. So this is the second episode of thispinkcloud.com. We are all about sobriety, so we are here to help you obtain and maintain sobriety.
Yeah, both important. You're going to want to get sober and probably stay that way.
There you go.
That's going to help.
That is key for sure.
Tends to help.
So,
life.
Introduction real quick. I am DJ Kelly Reverb, and this is the Professor Nolan.
The Professor Nolan. What's going on, guys?
Backstory, we actually met in rehab. Y'all might know that already. We went to the illustrious Summer Sky, which is our sponsor today.
Yeah.
But, great place, great people. And
they let me in.
There you go.
There you go. Which was important. Not a lot of people letting me into anything at that point. So.
Mr. AMA over there.
Yeah. I get ideas, and then I just got to run with them,
Right, I hear you.
It hasn't worked out well, but,
Well, so what do you want to start off with today, Nolan? Do you want to let the folks know a little bit about us? We did a little prep work, actually.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Look out.
Yeah.
And, we have the new fancy logo.
We're trying to take it seriously here.
Exactly.
Guys.
There's a little
Serious
production
business.
value today. We actually, my friend Seth, shout out, designed that for us, gratis. So that will be appearing on shirts and pins soon.
Are we trying to bust out some Latin legal terms there?
What's that? Gratis?
Gratis?
Did you like that?
Yeah. All right, Mr. Lawyer Guy.
And point to the top of the TV, and you can say they can go to the summersky.us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the Summer Sky. Is it summersky.us, right?
Summersky.us.
Yeah, and then that's their number, and you'll get a hold of who is it? Patsy and
Patsy or Haikisha.
There you
admissions.
Go. Love them. Love them.
But point being, it's a really good place, and if you need to get locked up for a little while, like I did, it's one of the better places to get locked up.
Sure.
And,
right.
Affordable, nice people, and anyways, yeah, reach out to them if you need some help.
Okay. Well, cool. And, of course, listen to us and go to our Facebook page and give us a like and a follow and spread the word and send this to all your friends and relatives who are in need, if you will. So I guess we'll start off with our little fun game that we made up called Who Knows Who Better.
Okay, let's give it a shot.
So we're just going to go back and forth. And
however you want to do it, man.
Okay.
I don't think it matters.
I will ask you a question about me, and we will see if you know the answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So I will start off with, what major motion picture does Kelly have a song in?
So this one I know, for
Right.
one, because I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
So anything having to do with vampires or fantasy of any kind, I'm down with. But the answer to that is Blade, the original Blade movie.
That is correct. It pops up right at the end. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
there we
listen
go.
to that. We got a little crowd noise. Okay.
Can't go wrong with Wesley Snipes.
That is true.
Unless you're the IRS.
Well, I think the IRS did all right off of him,
Yeah,
right?
eventually.
He
It took him a little while.
He
but they
did a
figured it out.
little time on the inside, right?
Yeah, hey,
All
what are you
right.
going to do? I guess pay your taxes, but whatever.
It's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's all good. So, it's right there when he pulls up his blade at the end of the movie, if you want to know. If you want to look it up and pause it and go, I know that dude. But other than that, then go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you're up.
No questions about the Professor Nolan.
Let's get in the Waverly wheelhouse. Since
Okay.
she is clearly
My
your better
wife,
half.
lovely wife, love her, love you, babe.
So let's see.
Cheers.
No, what is? Well, let's just go simple.
Okay.
What is my drug of choice? My DOC.
Oh, your DOC is definitely, I'm going to say, top top tier is
Yeah,
heroin.
you're gonna have to rank them.
Yeah, I'm
There's
gonna go.
multiples.
Well, I'm gonna go heroin.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I am going to probably go with the weed alcohol combo.
Weed.
No,
What
you're
am I?
not a weed guy.
What am I, 17?
Well, okay, so then alcohol would be
yeah.
second, and then LSD and other various things that people may not have heard of.
I guess you got the top two right. I mean, I don't know that it. I guess the reality is my drug of choice is just more.
Yeah,
You know, more
is being
preferably yours.
is being unsober.
And can I get a front?
Right.
No, yeah.
Can't get up front.
Heroin would probably be the one that has caused me the most trouble.
I know, and I love this. Get a close up of this guy if you can, man. I mean, this guy does not look. He's like Mr. Business and hi, welcome to the W Hotel, and thank you for coming in tonight. And but then I'm like, dude, this guy's like had needles in his arms and hanging out behind a CVS and was 107 pounds. Correct?
108.
108. Living in
You'll
a
get that number
living
right
in a
one day.
tent behind CVS, dude. Beautiful thing, right?
Yeah, I lived in the tent behind CVS because the guy with the broke down trailer would not let me into it.
That's
Yeah.
great, dude.
The dude with the broken down trailer living behind CVS was like, nah, dude.
Dude, you got to tent it.
You can't-
You're like
you can't come in.
You're B string, dude.
But yeah, I would say heroin's the one that's caused me the most trouble.
All right.
Alcohol's certainly been the one that's been around the longest.
Uh huh.
And then whatever after that. Cocaine has been present.
Okay.
Pills have been a problem. Yeah, I did quite a bit of LSD. And,
Now, yeah, this was a real quick funny
okay.
story. We'll just go into it.
Why not?
Nolan has thinks he has thought he had superpowers when he did LSD, which many people do.
Not superpowers. All right.
Okay.
So I was convinced that LSD allowed me to do physical feats that I was not capable of.
Sober.
Not under the influence.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I was kind of right. I was kind of right. I did play basketball better. And
My game, dude, stepped up.
I was arguing this point with someone who had a lot more sense than me one time, and they just kept disagreeing, and I started to get frustrated. So I was like, "I'll tell you what, I'll run up that wall and do a backflip off it right now." And he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna break your neck." I'm like, no. So I did. I ran up the wall and did a backflip. I'll tell you right now, if I tried it, I'd break my neck.
And he landed it.
Yeah.
The triple Lindy, dude. Like you're doing the triple Lindy.
Yeah. Old Rodney Dangerfield moment.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, your go.
Okay, go ahead. I think you asked me something.
I asked you something about me. Now it's your turn to ask me about you.
What now?
Yeah.
Who am I asking about what? I don't get how this game goes.
Yeah, well, you made it up, so...
All right, so let me ask the professor. Well, no, because I just asked you what your DOC was, so now you ask me.
It's actually not what happened, but it's cool. I'll go.
Oh, okay. Well, we started talking about your DOC.
No, you're good, man.
This is weak, man.
You're good.
I'm out.
No, so another one about me. Let's see. What...
Let's see what. Here, just off topic. What is Nolan's favorite football team? And that would be soccer.
Yeah, football is in soccer.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite team is Manchester City,
Right.
out in England.
And that's what's wrong with you. Right.
That is probably what's been wrong with me this whole time, that I'm an American soccer fan.
Right.
I always knew I was special. Yeah, Manchester City. I love soccer. I love watching. I grew up playing, and it's always been sort of my go-to sport.
Cool. All right. And then I guess I'll go ahead and ask myself a question here. What was my DOC?
Yeah.
My DOC was definitely vodka.
Specifically vodka.
Yeah.
What brand?
Wait. Meth pipe. Sorry. But yeah, it was actually Deep Eddy. Deep Eddy is what I graduated to, and then also with a little Fireball back. And that combo was about $120 habit a week. You know, at least three trips to the liquor store, especially if it was Sunday.
Yeah.
So that was
You got to
the
plan
main.
it out. You got to plan it out well.
Of course, dude. It was my job, man.
least
My job was to get drunk.
At least
So,
you took your
yes.
job seriously.
Well, I was very good at it, dude. I was very, very, very good at it, and not proud of it, but
Hey,
whatever.
it did happen though. So we're
Exactly. Go ahead. You got something?
Yeah, sure. All right. So about me, let's go with how many kids do I have?
I will say 2.
That is the right answer.
Yay! And you have
baby goats?
I have mini baby goats.
2 mini
Pygmy
baby
goats. You know what? It's funny you mentioned baby goats.
Yeah.
Inside Summer Sky, they do a little goat yoga with these little pygmy goats.
Oh yeah.
Sorry to distract you.
No, you're
it's
good.
Kids are
I'm
baby
willing to be
goats,
distracted by
right,
baby
Professor?
goats at any moment.
Kids are baby goats.
Kids
right?
are baby goats. That's very true.
Nice.
That is the actual proper term for a little baby goat as a kid. But yeah, these little pygmy goats are the cutest things I've ever seen in my life. They put little tutus on them, and we need to go find them and steal some.
Oh yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, there was the yoga part was out, and it was just more like pet the baby goat.
Yeah.
And pet the baby goat in the tutu.
I need at least 2 or 3 of those in my backyard,
Right.
so I can just kind of go out there and smile.
But if we can just close the trap door on them, we can do without the goat poop.
Hey,
Right.
nature. What are you
All
gonna
right,
do about
so
nature?
Nolan, I do have a question for you. I was looking over my notes in preparation.
Uh-oh.
How many times have you been to rehab? I find this one interesting, and also maybe get into how long of a period you were sober for, and then not
Okay.
sober and sober.
So the
And remember, it's an hour and a half show.
Yeah, been to rehab and completed rehab, and all of those are kind of different answers.
Okay.
So a lot of times when I was sort of in the middle of it, what would happen is things would get really bad, and I'd be like, "Oh, I got to shut this down. This is killing me." And I go to rehab, and then somewhere around day 3 to day 10, I would decide, I think I've overreacted to this whole thing, and then I need to get out of here. So I've checked into rehab, I believe, 13 times.
Nice.
13 times.
Okay.
I have completed the program maybe 6 times.
Okay. Good. Almost half batting average.
Yeah, that's, hey,
high 400s.
If I was a Major League Baseball player, I'd be in the Hall of Fame for those kind of numbers.
There you go.
No, I mean, yeah, so I started going to rehab when I was about 20, 21 years old. Sort of against my own will at that point.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a lot of times what happens to younger folks that are out of control like I was. But, yeah, I started going and, with almost no success really at that age. Sometimes I would go in with good intentions, but would leave with bad ones. Let's just say that.
You would leave armed with extra knowledge that you didn't have.
I make light of it.
You shouldn't score over there, dude. You should go to
I make light of it,
guy.
but really what would happen is I would just, I couldn't shut that part of my brain off at that point. And anyways, and then I got sober when I was 25, stayed that way for a little over 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then started drinking again. Things started going downhill again. Started going back to treatment again.
So then you just gradually started drinking. After 7 years, you were just like, did you get in your headset like where you were like, oh, well, I can just socially drink again? And
yeah, I guess so.
it's been 7 years, so I'm good now. I've got this.
If you really,
kinda
to get specific and to make it short,
Yeah.
What happened was after about 4 years, I pretty much quit participating in my own recovery.
Okay.
The things that people do to try and maintain sobriety.
Sure.
I quit doing. And I got caught up in work and family and not bad things.
Right.
But for someone that's as sick as I am, those can't be top priorities every day.
Right.
They have to be priorities mixed in with maintaining sobriety. But
Well, you definitely have to make it a point to stay sober, because it's not like you just go to rehab and then you're magically, oh, hey, I'm good.
I didn't realize
I'm not
it
going
at
to
the
drink
time,
anymore.
though. I didn't realize it at the time. I just
Right.
thought, I want to.
Well,
That's
I
what I want to do.
Go ahead. Yeah, but
I so after a couple of years of doing that, of just sort of working and chasing the dollar bill, I don't know if it was stress. I really have no idea, but I just got the idea that
It would be a good idea.
that I'm a grown man, and if I want to drink after a long day of work, then that's what I'm gonna do. And and it took a second to sort of become a problem again.
Right. How long would you say that incubation period was?
Of fun to problem. How
Yeah.
long does that take for someone like me? I guess. Looking back on it,
Successfully, how long did you drink?
looking back on it, it's probably shorter than I realized.
Yeah.
Maybe
3 months.
I would have said a year, but
Yeah.
now looking back on it, I'd say after about 3 months, it was an everyday affair.
Yeah.
And I would do things like leave work early or start drinking at my lunch hour. And
Of course.
And then by 2 p.m. be like, you know what, I think we're done for the day.
Yeah. Well, no, you just do the, it's happy hour somewhere in the world.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
So, I would say not as long as my brain tries to tell me.
Right. Well, and it was interesting that you were saying that how you have to work the program in order to, maintain your sobriety. So it's like, there's no magic bullet, but I mean, I wanted to point out a few things. And, Charles, do you have those, little apps that I was talking about, like that I sent you on the screenshots that we can maybe put up on the big screen?
So, to kind of jump off of that, and so the idea is that you're going to have to, for me, I have to replace all of that time, all of that energy, all of that thought process that I put into drinking and staying drunk and whatever. I've got to replace that with something, some kind of routine. Some people use exercise. Some people use the program, what you're talking about.
Sure.
Some people use 12-step recovery. There's all kinds of different things that are out there that probably work. And this is one of them that we've sort of
okay. Well,
used.
what I was going to say is these are all like free and available. They're on the interwebs on your little, phone devices here.
Phone device.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, it's all kind of based on. We'll get to the big book later and tell you a little bit more about that. But this is a free app by Hazelden, Betty Ford Clinic. And you can't really click on it, but I just wanted to so you can see it for your own use when you download it. And it has basically an AA thought for the day, and then the next part is a meditation for the day, and then a prayer for the day. Yep. And you can just look at that daily, and I actually do that in my daily process, or AKA my diary, my sober diary.
Yeah, we both do. It's a good... Just starting out the day in that sort of headspace, I think is really, really valuable for me.
Sure.
If I just get up and go, before I know it, noon, 1, 2 p.m.
Right, and you're already into the day, and then you're out there, and you didn't put your armor on.
Yeah, I've turned into a little bit of a basket case.
You're not wearing.
And I'm wondering
why. You didn't wear your jock strap, boy. You didn't put that on. You're gonna get galded out there.
I wear that everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yes,
dude. The rhinestones and all.
Yeah, sure. I've bedazzled it.
Sweet. But anyway, so that's the Hazelden app. And Charles, if you can go to the next one, this is what the I Am Sober app. And I just discovered this a couple of weeks ago, but I love it and it's free. But that's the what the icon looks like. And basically what you'll do is you get on there and, just fill out basic minimal information, and you can, you kind of discovered it as well. So what do you think about the app?
Yeah, I've only been using it for a couple of days, but it's cool. I think it all sort of puts, it's in that same spot of making this a priority of some kind.
Right. And it'll send you a reminder and pop up and say, hey, take today's pledge. Do you want to say sober? Yes. And then you click that, and it'll give you like a quote for the day, and it has a day counter in there, which is great. I love the day counter. I'm all about the days. Yeah. I think, what is it, 123, 124.
But who's counting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I just think... it's the same approach you would take to anything you want to get good at.
Right.
If you want to get good at playing basketball, then play some basketball, learn about basketball. If you want to get good at staying sober, then do little things like this. Develop a routine. Put it in your head. Make it a priority.
I don't know if I've been able to keep up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your score.
Oh, the score.
Oh, is that Kelly's score already?
That counts, I guess, because you said and I did too. So there you go.
Oh,
Kelly
now
has-
is that an overall
So far,
YK score?
Kelly has a problem with the phrase,
I there you go.
Yeah.
See, I don't know how quick I've been able to.
I would give up.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
No, it's all good.
I would give up. I don't think it's gonna.
boom.
That was intentional.
Oh.
I wanted to see if he was paying attention, but I would give up.
What
It
now?
was so
What?
fun. I
Hold
mean, there
on.
were so
What?
many there for a
what?
while.
What is your tick? What is your?
I don't know.
I don't know. Is that what it is?
I'm messing with him.
No,
at this
but you
point.
have another one
For
right?
sure.
Oh, for sure.
I think I
the
say
for sure counter
a
needs to be
lot.
on the screen as well. But oh yeah, and then if we can just roll to the next one, which is a buddy of mine's site, and that's just on Facebook, and there's about 3,000 people in that group on Facebook, and it's people that are all over sobriety, like as far as hey, I'm struggling, I'm trying to get sober, and then there's people that, hey man, I'm celebrating 8 years, and everything is rainbows and unicorns.
Rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah, exactly. So, but other than that, I think that's all we have on that. And I think we might bring, if she's paying attention, Lisa Stroop. What are you doing? Are you over there?
They're playing with their phone devices.
Oh,
as you
they're
call it.
they're trading numbers.
People to tune into your show. Yeah, we're trying to
Oh,
watch the show.
I gotcha.
Building your audience.
I gotcha.
You're welcome, gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly. I have people for that. So.
Oh,
yeah.
do you? A
Oh,
whole gaggle of people.
there you go. It's an army.
But
It's an
yeah,
army.
just to kind of touch on all of those things, I think that, like we were talking about, making it a priority, making it something that's in your head.
Oh yeah.
On a regular basis, early sobriety especially, but sometimes even later than that, it gets difficult at times.
Well, I mean, like you said, you relapsed at 7 years. So
And a big reason why I did that is because the idea that I'm somebody who can't drink was not in my head anymore.
Right.
Keeping that thought in my head, and if you're trying to get sober,
I
in your
still
head,
I
it's
still have those thoughts. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I didn't take some magic pill and I don't want to drink anymore. I mean,
If you
I
have
go,
a magic pill and have been holding out on me, I'll be upset.
right, exactly. Or no, if I have a magic pill, you'll take too many of them, right?
I will. I'm sorry.
But
I'm not
no,
good
but
at
I mean,
instructions.
I still, whenever I go eat sushi, I'm just like, that sake, that warm sake, especially this time of year. I'm like, man, that looks good.
Isn't it funny? Because
Or if you go on vacation, even, and you're like, dude, come on, I can have a vacation beer.
it's
right?
funny the stuff that'll tempt me. Like a little fruity drink with an umbrella in it or something. I'm like, that looks good. I would never choose that.
Right? My Maite
Yeah.
is too salty.
Is it?
It's just not supposed to
I
be
would never
salt.
choose that on my own willpower, but when I see it now, I'm like, that looks yummy.
Right.
But yeah, and then the other thing, to that Sober Basics deal on Facebook, I think it's important to get in some kind of community, get around some other people that are doing the same thing.
And
It
there's
helps.
not just AA, but I mean, obviously, always hit a meeting. If you want to or whatever, because they're
if you
welcoming.
don't.
And exactly, especially if you don't go. But and there's no secret handshake. I mean, or special knock.
Oh, they
to
haven't
get in. Yeah,
They haven't told you the secret handshake yet.
I don't know the secret handshake or the knock.
You're
but,
probably just not cool enough.
right,
But you
yeah.
keep working at it. They'll tell you.
Sweet. But yeah,
What's going on, Lisa?
You just go in and they'll let you in, open arms, and just sit there and listen. I mean, I went to AA meetings with a steady buzz, dude. I mean, I won't lie, man. I went there pretty borderline,
Yeah, you aren't the first one to do that. I
Yeah,
can promise you that.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, come on. It's only me. I'm
Weird
original.
Weird thing about alcoholics is they do drink sometimes. I've noticed that.
Put the headphones on like you're DJing, girl. Oh, yay! There we
this is
go.
fun.
Here you go.
Help her out, Kelly. She's got
Oh,
a. There we go.
It's like it was like what are those little I don't know, like
Turn
pickup
backwards.
sticks or something like that. Let's give Ozarka a plug there. By the way, if you water's a good thing, so
Why don't you introduce our
if you-
lovely guest?
Yeah, I will.
Oh.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. By the way, this is my good friend and special lady. And I guess, how long have we known each other?
Since like 1990,
Here you
probably
go.
90 or 91.
Speak into that thing.
Oh, since like 90 or 91.
Okay, so we're a little bit old.
Yeah, that's
But-
like 30 years.
Yeah, but no, that's like 90 in club years, right?
It
Yeah,
is. Yeah, that's like a yeah.
yeah, right.
There's a
Essentially-
conversion chart somewhere on the internet.
Yeah,
Club years.
it's like cat years, dog years.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Club years, yeah, right. Well, okay, so Lisa, you obviously we had you on because you're a friend of mine, but you have a really interesting story. You have been sober for
8 years.
8
Nice.
years. That's incredible. That, Kathy, you missed your cue. There you go. 8 years, yeah. No, it's all good.
Congratulations.
It's all good. But okay, so like basically, what was your DOC?
Alcohol.
Okay, so DOC, for those of y'all that don't know, that is drug of choice. So it was just alcohol. You weren't into the whole party pills and whatnot.
Oh no, alcohol led to other things.
I gotcha. And then I got
Pretty much everything.
really good at those other things.
What are
Yeah.
party pills? I'm curious.
Well, various sundries you might come across at various nightclubs.
Yes.
Okay, so how long did your addiction last, and how bad did it get?
Actually, when I first started going out to bars and stuff in the early 90s, I never drank.
Right.
And then I discovered, hallucinogens and ecstasy, and then I started drinking, and then I was a bartender for years and putting up with those people in the clubs, the underground clubs. You pretty much drink.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Well, it's a prerequisite.
You have to drink.
Yeah.
But I really got really bad after I didn't work in the clubs anymore. And I wasn't used to drinking on a daily basis. And then I would try to drink, and then it got worse and worse. And then I actually, at the very end, I was just staying at my house and being a hermit and drinking wine all day, cheap
And
white
so,
wine.
oh, nice
Oh,
little,
white wine.
little
Yeah.
Franzia, little.
That's what got me.
Little box wine.
That's what got me really.
Nice.
And I was really bad towards the end, and I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't even go out anywhere, and I would just barely. I'd have to have a glass of wine to get to work. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
pick up anything because my hands shook so bad. So I'd have to drink like a bottle of wine before I even went to work.
You had to right the ship.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
it was bad. It was ugly towards the end.
Okay, so
Often is.
And so, what year would you say was the end of
Um,
where you had just gotten your ass kicked by
I believe
alcohol?
it was about 2011.
2011,
And then I stayed
okay.
sober for 8 months.
Oh.
And I was at a Christmas party for a restaurant.
Ah.
And my friend was like, "It's a gorgeous day. Just have a little glass of the sparkling champagne,
Oh,
sparkling
yeah.
rosé."
Come
And I was
on.
like, "I can't do that because everything I've worked for will go away."
Right.
And oh, nonsense! It's just a one little glass of champagne. And
Ah.
I don't remember anything. My friend had to come get me. I was passed out in my front yard. I did the tango with some random dude at the goat bar. I had voicemail messages. I signed up to be a singer in a band. Like,
Oh, that's a good
Sweet.
night.
I like
it was
that.
a good night. I didn't remember any of it.
No. You
No.
don't need to remember it for it to be good. That's
No, it
other
was-
people can tell you.
I love that. That's great. So, and then I guess basically, why did you want to get sober?
Well, I had to, or I was going to die.
Right.
Basically.
Well,
Yeah.
well, let's hear some of the health issues.
Well, I went to the doctor when I was 39 because I quit drinking at 40.
Uh huh.
And I went to the doctor.
I just did the
and,
math. I know how old you are.
Yeah. Almost as old as you.
Hey, hey,
Hi-yo.
hey, zinger.
And I had a bunch of wake up calls. I totaled the car. I mean, I should be so dead right now.
Right.
I totaled my car on Main Street on a pole and drove it, continued to drive it to my house.
Of
and
course, yeah.
Should have been dead then. Should have been dead many times. And I went to the doctor and I got my blood work done, and every single thing was flagged. Not just
Everything
one,
was, like,
everything:
red.
blood sugar,
Yeah.
cholesterol, kidneys, liver.
liver enzymes.
And
yeah.
he was like, "This is the deal, liver disease. It goes to 4, and he's like, you're at about a 2 with your liver, and so if it goes to 4, it's cirrhosis, and you won't be able to get rid of it, and you'll die."
Right.
He's like, "So you're not going to last till you're 40." So
So that was the motivating factor behind it.
And
Now-
I just quit, but I didn't. He suggested not to quit cold turkey, and he tried to send me to rehab, and I
Right.
laughed at him because I'm like, I don't have any insurance. Like,
Sure, yeah.
I'm not rich. I don't have insurance. I work in the service industry.
Right.
Like, I can't go. And he's like, you're just gonna quit. And I was like, yeah, this is it. I'm done. I'm gonna quit. And I did. I put
Wow.
yeah.
Dude,
I
kudos.
never drank again.
Wow, that's a tough move for a lot of people to pull off. So
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Did
to
you have
know.
a rough couple of days there at the beginning? Some interesting
Yeah,
dreams?
it wasn't fun, and I had a
No.
friend come stay with me because
That helps, yeah.
Yeah, he said I had to be really careful doing it cold turkey because
Yeah.
I could go into seizures and have DTs.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I always like to point that out that it is dangerous to quit depending on your level of addiction to go cold turkey. So
Right.
that's why I always say, try to get in a facility where they can actually watch you and monitor you and
Right.
and make sure it's done okay. So, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and with alcohol especially,
Yeah.
a good sign is like if you are shaking like that in
Yeah.
the mornings, then there's some physical dependence going on there.
Right.
And coming off of it can be a little bit. Your heart starts to go a little too fast, and there's a little bit of some dicey moves.
little
in there.
danger window.
But yeah, having somebody there just to kind of watch to see if it does get too weird, that's super helpful,
Right.
and also helps your brain kind of focus on what you're doing probably.
So then, as far as you got sober on your own, no rehab, right? So ever? Okay.
Nope.
And then how did you maintain your sobriety? Did you just white knuckle it or what? How did it go? Are you a fan of the AA, the big book, or?
I really never read any of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, because this is great because a lot of people kind of use this as their blueprint.
Sure.
But I mean, a lot of people are you and unique and special.
It's almost insulting sometimes because people will be like, "Oh,
You didn't read the big book? Come
quit.
on."
So you quit drinking, so obviously you weren't really an alcoholic." And I'm like, if you knew me at all in the '90s, you would know that I was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
No, if you know the difference between alcohol and water, you can stop drinking.
Yeah.
It's that's true. It's just sometimes there's other issues going on there, and sometimes the brain's been changed a little bit by all
Right.
that stuff, so it can be a little bit difficult. But
It
yeah,
definitely changes the brain because so many people that I see drinking now, and it's like I see them on Facebook and they're constantly drinking and they don't understand why their anxiety is so high. And
Yeah.
I'm like, alcohol is a depressant.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you stop drinking and stuck with it for like even 1-2 months,
Sure.
so many of your problems would disappear. But
Yep.
I am a walking,
Yeah.
talking testament to that. Yeah.
it's
for
hard
sure.
though, because then people think you're preaching at them.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever,
no,
and I'm like,
and this
I'm
is
just trying
not
to help
this
you.
is not
That's good
preachy. Yeah,
science.
yeah.
I'm just trying to help you, like, not waste 25 years of your life and
right.
wake up at 40 and wonder
Funny.
what you were doing for 25 years.
Funny you said that because my next question was anything you would have told your younger self. Like, I mean, if you could give yourself advice, like somebody's out there in their 20s and they're partying up like the queen of the scene over here, and they're partying up, what would you tell them, with your experience now?
Probably just to never start.
Right? Okay. So, well, let's say they've already started.
Put the bottle down.
Well, I mean, but just, maybe that it like wasted, it's a waste of time and,
Yeah.
and, we want you to have fun and we're not teetotalers here, but,
some
Well,
old
some people,
early
unfortunately,
20th century words there.
of course.
you
Yeah.
don't really know if you're an addict until you take that first sip of whatever it is or what first hit off a pipe or whatever. You don't know that you're an addict. But
Sure.
I mean, you don't know you're an alcoholic until you pick up the first drink and then you never stop
You never
drinking
put it down?
for decades.
And then I love
just decades.
what just
Yeah.
popped into my head. I love what you said about the science project that you should try on your own. So if you're kind of borderline, you think you might be an alcoholic, or you're like in denial, like I was, that you are an alcoholic. What's what you said?
Quit.
Quit. Just try. Just
Try quitting.
Right.
if you are able to pull it off, then good deal.
There you
You
go.
pulled it
then,
off.
Then you are not an
And
alcoholic.
I don't mean for a couple of days too. That's not.
Right. Yeah.
That's not what we're
I
talking
could
about.
string 2 or 3 together.
Try and
Yeah.
quit for 3 months.
Yeah.
If you can pull off 3 months, then you might find you want to keep going.
Yeah.
take it day by day.
Yeah.
Don't post a bunch of stuff on social media
Please.
saying how you're gonna quit, and because all you're doing then is making an ass out of yourself. I
Yeah,
mean,
a little bit.
that's all you're doing, because you probably won't. If you're serious about it and you want to do it, it's something you do for yourself. You don't care what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
And then you do it, and then 2 years later, everybody realizes that you don't drink anymore.
Right.
Wow, you're a badass.
All right, so I want to obviously make this fun. So I'm going to put you on the spot here, Lisa.
Uh-oh.
Let's hear a crazy war story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Tell us some fun
tell us
stories.
a fun story. What pops in your head right now? I know there's a lot. I know you could write an entire book, but what is just one of them that was that people wouldn't believe? I mean, besides kind of what you touched on earlier about the
Totaling your car and
signing
driving
up
out.
for a band and all
Yeah.
that. But anything pop into mind or?
Oh, there's so many.
Well, just
How about one time in Vegas?
uh-oh. That always starts off
That's a
good.
good story.
I like it.
Another time, I probably shouldn't have been alive after that. I went with my friend HD, and we went to, just to play or whatever. And he left me there. I was in that club at the Luxor.
Oh, okay.
And,
Yeah. Raw.
Of
I
course,
know
I ended up in the DJ booth as usual, and the DJ knew me, and I have no idea how, because I'd never been to any clubs in Vegas.
Right.
And but it was somebody guest DJing from somewhere else, and they were like, "Oh yeah, she's friends with blah blah blah." And anyway, that's the last thing I remember.
Right.
We were doing Rumplemints was my drink
Oh,
then.
perfect.
Yeah, I used to
Yes.
do Rumplemints, and sometimes you get like the chocolate stuff and then do the Rumplemints shot after, and it'd be
Oh.
like a chocolate mint. Yeah,
Okay.
that would really get you into trouble, because
Right.
candy. And then all of a sudden you're like,
Adult candy.
yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So I don't even know. That's the last thing I remember being in the DJ booth. The next
Okay.
thing I know, I woke up and where was I? And way out, not on the strip anymore.
I was in the middle of the Nevada
And
desert.
There were me and 4 guys
Uh-huh.
that I met, and I woke up in the bed and I'm like, who are these people? And
Whoa.
luckily they were all really nice guys, and they had taken my room key for my friend, and he had given them my driver's license number and such, where I could be identified later.
Right.
If anything
Just in
happened.
case you were incoherent or something.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so I got back, and I remember one brief point being on that underground little train thing that takes you from casino to
Oh,
casino.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But how I got to that room, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea how.
Did you wake
what-
up and you had like a note pinned to yourself?
Yeah,
This is Lisa.
He had
She-
he had the presence of mind to give these nice boys my info on
right.
the card. So they had all my info. So they got me back to my hotel room at the Flamingo or whatever. And
Well, cool. Yeah.
there's no telling what I did. I mean, in those 7 to 8 hours,
Yeah.
Did
I
you
have
have
no
did,
idea.
Did you
It's-
look back at your phone and go, "Oh, where did that picture come from?" Oh my god.
It's funny how it sort of comes and goes, the memories of those nights. I remember one specifically where I was gone for, I don't know, 10, 12 hours. But I have this one memory from in the middle of it of being at a guy's house, and he had a zebra print rug, and just looking down and going, "Cool rug, man." And then gone. Another 6 hours gone. So I remember Cool Rug Man from that night.
I think Cool Rug Man. That always reminds me of that movie where God, it's the porn star guy and they're listening to Sister Christian and the
Boogie
guys,
Nights.
yeah, Boogie Nights, where
Yeah.
he's the coke dealer, and he's like, "Listen to this song. Listen to this song." Oh wow, that's great. I could just see Nolan over there just hanging out looking at that zebra rug in that kind of innuendo.
I'm not sure what else happened that night. I know there was a car accident,
Nice, dude.
which is always good.
And somehow my zipper got broken that night. I don't
Yeah.
know how, but
Yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing. I never got any DWIs.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I knock on wood, neither did I. So, and I
I
mean,
would get pulled over, and I
Sure.
would talk myself out of it.
right. You would talk yourself out of it, or you
Yeah,
mean talk the
I would
officer?
talk-
Talk your way out of it.
Yeah, I
right.
talk my way out of it.
I would talk myself out of it. Don't get a DUI, Kelly.
that never worked well for me. The talking my way out of it.
No.
It sounded good in my head when I would start, but the result was never what I wanted.
Nice. So let's see. So basically, kids don't drink is what we're saying. Is the bottom line to that story. Lisa, anybody you want to shout out to or say hi or plug or whatever?
Not really. I mean, I got this cool shirt.
Oh yeah, from our friend Ronnie Shaolin.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all might know him from the Lizard Lounge, which we spent many nights there. But it says Breaks Addict. That's his shirt.
Breaks Addict.
Shout out Ronnie. What up? So anyway, where do you want to go after this, Professor?
No, I mean, I thought you brought up an interesting one, like what would you say to your younger self or whatever.
Yeah. What would you say?
I think about that sometimes. Well, first off, my younger self wasn't good at listening to anybody.
My younger self would have said, "Shut up, old man."
That's what I tell myself too. I tell my younger friends in their 20s and 30s, and then I'm like, I wouldn't have listened to my friend if they would have told me that.
Yeah.
Nah, I listening to people was not where I was at that moment. But
right.
I as a conversation with my son I had, and I always give good advice that I don't take myself. But what I said was set some boundaries for yourself early on, and then remember those boundaries. And then if you cross them, kind of look back and be like, I wonder why I did that. Like almost like, okay, I'm not going to do this drug, or I'm not going to, drink every night or whatever. Just little boundaries for yourself. And then when you cross them, ask yourself why you crossed them.
Well, and I mean, your son, you kind of told me that he's in that testing the waters phase right now, right?
I mean, he's 17.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's
sure.
a 17-year-old boy.
Yeah, right.
In the world.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
So he's going to do his thing and not listen as I did when I was
and
17.
hopefully he doesn't get as good as his dad.
As good?
Yeah, as good as being bad as his dad.
Yeah, I'm not sure I was good at it. I got caught way too often to count myself as being good at it.
Well, dude, but you were pretty bold, because I know we've talked off air, but listen to this. Nolan's showing up to class. How good of an idea is this with like a Route 44, or what did you have, a big gulp, super big gulp?
Yeah, well, I started drinking early in the morning that day, and I wanted to go back to English class because that's where all my buddies were, and I had a good buzz going, but I didn't want to stop drinking, so I got me a Route 44 at Sonic and just filled it full of, poured out half the Dr. Pepper and filled the other half up with whiskey.
Yeah.
I got caught immediately. I mean, yeah, it's a giant Route 44 of whiskey. It stunk up the whole classroom. In my mind, I was like, this is slick.
Dude, he's never going to know.
Yeah, I got it in a Sonic cup, so no one knows.
Right, exactly. Nobody can smell.
Yeah. Got caught immediately.
That's hilarious. So, and then what repercussions happened?
Oh, I got kicked out of school. That's for the
Nice.
third time that year, in fact.
Good job.
Yeah,
right.
it was. I was only back in school like 3 days at that point when they kicked me out again. But
Nice.
no, I mean, I was just wild. I don't know. I was just what I was an alcoholic and a drug addict, and I just didn't realize it.
Sure.
I thought I was having fun, but I just was. The point was every day I had to put something in my body just to go do whatever I was doing that day.
Just to be right.
Yeah, I guess.
Just to be the Professor Nolan. Well,
Lot
you
of
weren't
it's-
then.
You think it was self-medication, any of it? Because I know mine was.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, being that age is weird, right? There's a lot of anxiety and hormones and just, I don't understand this, and trying to figure it all out. And it was definitely medication or just like lubrication to make things easier.
Social lubrication,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And I gravitated to that. I mean, I was lame, and then you get about 4 shots in me and I'm cool.
Right.
know
I'm
what I'm
good,
saying?
dude.
And so there was some of that. I think I was medicating some kind of weird teenage
I was medicating
anxiety.
my ADD because I was really ADD. And my therapist even told me one time when I
Have
was
a dr-
working at a
have a
bar.
drink.
And he was like, well, if you have, you probably notice if you have like 3 to 4 drinks, don't go over that. But if you have 3 to 4 drinks,
You're right in
then
the pocket.
You're just like everybody, you're like
You're
a
good.
normal person because it slows down your brain enough to be like a normal person where you're not like blah all the time. So you
Right.
probably are a lot more focused and you do a lot better. And I'm like,
So he condoned drinking.
yeah,
Sweet.
so I
like that.
told him.
Good job, Doc.
I told so many people. I tried to get help when I was in my 20s, and nobody believed me.
Hey, and just a quick side note, I wanted to go back because you were talking about your health problems. I wanted to ask you about, I know you're a cancer survivor as well.
Yes.
So let's tell us a little bit about that as well. Yeah, Kathy, there you go with the applause. But So how did that tie in? I mean, was that a staying sober factor, or how long were you sober?
Well, I'd been sober. I mean, this was like 2 years ago.
Sure.
It was August 2018 is when I had my mastectomy. So.
Right.
Yeah, but if I would have been drinking, I would have never gotten through it. If
You probably wouldn't have even gone to
yeah,
your chemo or whatever.
If I would have had a cancer diagnosis when I was in my worst days, I would have just drank myself to death. I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't have cared.
Just crank up the drinking and whatever comes. Yeah.
There you
Thank
go,
God
dude.
I was at the point I was at
Yeah.
when I got the
well, I
diagnosis.
mean, we are
'cause, hey, I'm
glad.
still here.
We are glad you are still around, girl. I love this girl. She lights up a room.
Oh.
Yeah. But and then I also wanted to talk because one of the questions we didn't get to about who knows who know better.
Well, speaking of health problems, I know where you're
Yeah,
going.
I was diabetic. Before I went into rehab, I was a chunk of change, and I was at 220 of all hippity hop gut right here, dude.
This is where you want to pack it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
where you want it.
I had enough stored up for a duration. I wouldn't
all
have starved.
toxins.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
All
yeah,
toxins.
right. And so I was basically diabetic, where I was taking insulin shots, metformin, all the fun stuff, you name it. And they were like, yeah, you need to take this. Your A1C is out of control, all this stuff. Well, so gradually, just over 30 days in rehab of not drinking, I actually weaned myself off of insulin shots. And then once I got out and kept going with my sobriety, I actually got to wean myself off of metformin and all that stuff. And pretty much now all I take is fiber.
Fiber.
Fiber and vitamins. I do. Well, no, I do
Colon
take.
blow.
There you go, colon blow. Yeah, of course, dude.
You have to get that on the black market now. They won't sell it at Sam's anymore.
Right. I love that Seinfeld. Are these fiber pills?
But no, I mean, you bring up a good point. Look, alcohol is a poison. You're essentially just poisoning your body and surviving it every time. And there are some physical repercussions from that. Just a little bit of poisoning your body for 25 years every day. So no, it's really impressive and cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm really cool, dude. No, but I mean, honestly, I feel great. Like you said earlier about the anxiety, I do not have anxiety. I had the worst, like, crippling social anxiety to where I had to drink in order to function, in order to go out, and then I just didn't know where there was. Like we always say, I didn't know. I couldn't get it just in the pocket. You know, I was just, I would somehow always seem to miss that mark.
Yeah.
But it was never the under. It was always just the over, dude.
I'm trying
It was
to
like,
drink to the point of cool and fun, and somehow I lose 12 hours of time.
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. So, I mean, it's real. And I am, a walking, talking testament to, the health problems and how they can turn around like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you just listen to your body a little bit and maybe try it, So that's what I got on
Take
that.
it one day at a time. Just
Yeah,
say,
of course.
I'm not gonna drink today, and don't tell
Exactly.
anybody. Every time you tell somebody, you screw it all up for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
don't have
and
to
it-
tell anybody. You don't have to put it. No, nobody needs to hear anything.
You don't
about
need to
it.
social
Just
blast
quit.
it. Just
Well, and
do
if
it
you're-
on your own. Yeah,
you're
do
like
it for
me-
yourself.
Yeah, and if you're like me, I mean, I made all kinds of promises to people over time. So when I would fail on them, then I would
Right.
start keeping it a secret.
Yeah, it'll come back to you forever.
Yeah.
As I drink some water. But I just wanted to also give a shout out to Summer Sky real quick, since they are sponsoring the show,
And
which
since
is
this
nice. And-
Sort of saved my life. And
yeah,
perhaps
and
yours as
and
well.
mine as well. Yeah, exactly. So we have that number right there on the screen. I see it. So definitely reach out to them. They're real cool, not judgmental. And just try to get help. And if you guys out there, ever need advice or whatever, the Professor Nolan should have an email address on the screen somewhere. Don't know where that is, but it'll come up. But you can just hit us up on social media on thispinkcloud.com and just send us a message or whatever and say, hey, I'm struggling, or I have a person in my life that's struggling, my boyfriend, my nephew, my whatever, and just let us know, and maybe we can give you some advice and help you out.
Yeah.
So that, and then as far as sponsorship goes, you can also contact us via that. We're going to launch the website, and we've got some cool products coming for thispinkcloud.com, shirts and whatnot.
Yeah, and anything's, an option to discuss with sponsorship. It doesn't have to be a treatment center like this one was.
Oh, yeah. No, and I was saying, like we said the other week, Bang Energy, your favorite now.
my new addiction.
Every sober person loves an energy drink,
My
right?
new addiction. I gotta feed the beast.
He's got a problem.
Gotta
So
feed
yeah,
the beast.
anybody
Yeah,
that
that
wants to
rain.
reach out to us
They're
about
serious
that.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, rains are okay. I like.
The caffeine in those is like 3 times that of Red Bull.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go get some.
Well, there you go, dude. From
I'm gonna have to.
it's a
go
challenge.
drink-
We're gonna have to have like the speed
Yeah.
drink challenge.
I don't know. No, truth be told, I can't handle any more than one of those. But
Right.
I do know some people that'll drink 3 or 4 in a row and just.
And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, now I'm right.
I know I can't get to sleep at night. It's so weird.
But it is much better than the alternative.
Yeah, I guess that is
so.
true. That is true.
But did you have anything else you wanted to get to, Nolan? Did you have anything you wanted to mention? I mean, because I'm gonna talk about the big book a little bit.
No, go for it. I'll
Yeah.
listen to you talk about it and correct you when you're wrong.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Thank you for knowing me so
I'm
well.
just messing
No, it's all good.
Yeah.
But I know I'm not a big book thumper and do everything, but I love this book right here. Which camera am I on? Over here. Over yonder. It's just the Alcoholics Anonymous book. It's, they call it the big book, and then they call the Bible the big book. But, it's a good blueprint for your sobriety. And, it was written in 1939. So it's kind of a period piece. It's kind of a little bit like reading like Shakespeare. But, if you can get past that and get to the message, I think it's a really good tool that people can use. And you don't have to even go to AA to have one of those,
Not at all. You can find them anywhere. I mean, that book is kind of important for the introduction of addiction and alcoholism as a disease. It contains some notes from a doctor where it was really the first time someone introduced the idea of they're not just screwed up mentally, they're screwed up physically too. The idea that, once you start drinking on a given day, it's very hard to turn that off. It might be a physical problem and not just some weird emotional mental problem. So, and that was kind of the introduction of it becoming a disease, which is important because it's the only reason why there is medical treatment for people that are struggling. That's the only reason why insurance does cover treatment centers and things like that, or there are government-funded ones. So
I'm sorry, did you say something?
I said a few things, but no, I mean it was the it was the introduction of that idea. And,
Well, cool. So, I mean, we can keep rolling with the show, or I think we've kind of gotten everything in. I did want to say, kind of the message here, as far as alcoholism. I mean, just be honest with yourself. And any addiction, you have to be honest with yourself, because I was kidding myself for a long time that I didn't have a problem. And I mean, I'm sure we all did here, right? Is that one thing we can agree on, that we did not have a problem?
Yeah, I would think like, oh, I don't black out. I didn't black out till like my late 30s.
I didn't.
So I'd be like, I don't black out, so I'm fine.
I love it.
Or
I didn't black out
I
until
can still
3 a.m.
drive. I can still drive after.
I could convince myself
8
of just
shots.
about anything. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, I don't do this. And then once I started doing that, I'd be like, well, that's only because of this.
Right.
Or then always a reason of some sort.
Sure.
And it's because I'm protective of my drinking. It's my medicine.
And dude,
I want
I
to keep
need
my
it.
medicine. Don't take my medicine.
But yeah, so honestly, be honest with yourself.
Yep.
and just reach out to us, reach out to whatever, look at those apps, even if you just get it on your phone and look at it one day. I mean, just give it a try and you will see with time. I mean, I've just noticed exponentially that my whole thought process is a lot clearer. I say dude a lot less, and I,
Which is worth it.
and I'm actually moderately articulate.
Yeah.
So and just like now that I'm sober, it's like, oh, I have an idea. We should do a podcast or a webcast called This Pink Cloud, and
are able to follow through with your ideas.
yeah, and I actually do it. It's like, what does it say in the big book there, Nolan? What used to be a hunch or
Yeah, the occasional hunch or inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind.
bingo, dude. And I am definitely living that. And, that's how this show came about. I mean, basically I was like, hey, and then we're kind of 10th stepping or paying it forward, whatever you want to call it. Am I correct on the 10th step?
12th.
12th.
You're good.
12th. Okay. Close enough. I was
You're
too
good.
off.
I mean, yeah, it's sometimes tough to be honest with yourself when you're drunk all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I know me personally, I got a lot more clarity after even just a week or two of removing alcohol than, I like your story. I mean, you're almost motivated by a physical need, like I'm gonna die. And then after a week or two, or what you said, just a couple months, you're like, okay, not only is this all right, I can do this, and I don't see any reason not to. So, whatever motivates you is whatever motivates you. The point is to try it. Try it before, something bad happens. I mean, we all told stories of nights we could have died. I mean, some people die on those nights.
Oh, yeah.
It
Like
is,
your friend in the lake.
it's a dice roll.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a dice roll. So give this a shot before, before the repercussions are irreparable.
Exactly. Exactly. I agree. Well, I think that's a good note to end on. What do you
Sure.
think?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, Lisa Stroop, the queen of the scene.
Queen of the sea.
Good luck on your new job at the Gaylord.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. And she is by the way, she is a librarian. So if anybody wants to hire her as a librarian, feel free to reach out to her. She is very accessible. And then, definitely thanks for coming by. Oh, yeah. Wait, the photo shoot. Here, let me do the high school.
Give him a pretty pose.
And you can be
The on-air photo.
Bat those
high school
eyelashes at
pose.
him, Kelly.
And then I'll do like this. I'll do the
Oh, yeah, act like a
the talk.
yeah.
Okay, now act like I'm saying something funny.
wait,
You ready?
wait.
Now act like I'm saying something funny. You
You're
ready?
still alive.
I want to point out.
Alright.
I want to point out nobody's
I know,
taking
I know.
pictures
You're
anymore.
still
Kelly's
I know.
just having fun.
I know.
You know?
We're just goofy. I know. Yeah, no. But anyway, hey, thanks, for stopping by and listening to a few random people talk about sobriety. And, we'll be here.
Also,
go
one
ahead.
thing I would like to add, which I've never thought that people didn't know this. Alcohol is very bad for your immune system. And if your immune system is down, especially during times like COVID, if you're drinking the whole time, you're going to have a way larger chance of catching it. I just wanted to mention that because I see so many people that have not come out of their house since March, but they've been drinking the entire time.
And also,
So
please
not-
wear your mask, people.
this is a great time to quit drinking and up your immune system and be healthy.
There you go. That sounds good to me. Sounds like a plan. And start that plan today, kids. Right? And then I think next week, actually, we have Brian Cuban on.
Brian Cuban next week.
He is
be a
a
lot of fun.
lawyer. He has a bestseller, New York Times bestseller.
The Addicted Lawyer.
Correct. So we're excited about that. Looking forward to that. Obviously, an invitation. Reach out to us.
Yeah.
Anyway, social media, we're out there, thispinkcloud.com. Hit any of us up, and we'll do the best we can to advise you. You got anything there, Noel?
No, not really. Just kind of echo what Kelly said. People helped us, so we're willing to help others if we're
Exactly.
able to.
Right.
Just reach out.
Okay. Well, I think that is it. Oh, and our shout out to JP, Kathy, and the Crew Network. Oh, yeah. Love you guys.
Thanks for having
Yeah,
us.
of course. And then we'll talk to you next Tuesday, I guess.
Sounds
yeah.
next Friday.
Well, yeah, sure. Whatever.
Sounds good,
All
guys.
right. Thanks, guys.
Y'all have a
Take
good
care.
weekend.
All right. See you. And then. What's we gonna do?